Premo atwa eye Adom TV awie mamo ha ebra so sawia Premtobre Kasee bo ye de ebre wona ensema eba de di mu akotene omampani John Dramani Mahama na de atodwa ya woto nsafro bi okite sika no peso be investment se ne kwanya bie wo mu nyina emra obeje o ma wa tu eno edan chenso a NDC mabuni bia wo mo ewotema na abo ahye mo ba bia ye aban adwuma mu no wo makọ so bia mampani akufo na yi wo no kone kotena fie fra adwuma ni mu enye sa enye papa edanche so a chief of staff ye Julius Debra na wato nsa afre kambia womufo eba no fango ene eho enhyehyɛ so bomra enhiemu na wokɔ akɔhwɛ ne eho enhyehyɛ ya edi akire ensɛbre bi ɛka we ho na wie yi ya boaboa no ene amanhodo so eno achi nso no Premtobre Kasee ne nyina yɛde ebre o sɛ Premtobre Kasee bo edin ya megye so ene abena pokua wenie mamo ahabiem mebasisia na me hyensem na se amawa enra na ewiase nyina esia ye ewo Black Star Square ema mampani aga na foto aba eyi no opanima abosom da na to so nso ewo afimpim no ene aduonu nan mu no okoso afenamu esuaye enne me ne ekasai wase ne dwumadi ase na enne wakwakopie mu ewo office ya entotue eguso a ekoso nti obroni bekasa ne first day at work semampani my Ghana efie nan adwuma ya oman no ede asoa no wode ebesomti ne ene da edikan ya okọ ne office nti se wo hye ene sedia eho ensamtie no a watena sesanso ena empanyefo bi a obekai ebra na NDC wo position apino a ekasa emma eye wo mo de ne odima kotene eye yewura John Ginapo ne eba na nyina mahode a na okasa pa ono abomodin akasa anaso mo nyina kosia ewo ensiemu a ekoso no da edikan ya omampani John Dramani Mahama watena se ewo ne office ntusha na wasi afinishemu a owura ne office ewo eye Flagstaff House na de wo bia no omode akoto atoaso empanyifo ahodo ya womo ebi emrasebedwafo ebi nso so ewo honom a womo edi omudwuma panyin onam ho ye standogbe yo no aso ne eba no nkitawodie na enu achi nso so no social media adwuma waye wezo ono so waye ede aboa no ani nyina no oka ho bi sanso na atitire bi ewo ND samanyoko ni mu wo mu nyina ahia ehwe etoto enema ntino se amanebofo wo hoyi na yekoye nim no nkitawodie ekoso de odi tudwa dedi kan ya watena ne office etoto enema no Adom Kasee emfa nkame wo ye de beba na wahunu de wom ene adwuma hodo a eno so etoato so afa yenhwe ensem afoforo mu na yenko yenim a wo hwe sedia wo hwe sedia ehyehyɛ etie ene eho amanebo no a mene ekasei no mpanyifo ede ehyehyɛ egu akwanso ya obia ya omampani na do kwakufu ado emma wo akwanya ebo wudini ma wokɔkyena sɛ wudi udwuma sa ban krachepani no mpanyifo kyese ehyehyɛ kwanso no ewo sɛ wo hwe na wadwuma no wode eto hɔ no mo yentie ho amanebo
Enkrata efiri mampanyini aso yi aba betodwa na wosan enkrata ne mu no wokyerɛ mu sɛ wotumi a ekura Ghana mampanyin John Dramani Mahama ne nteno Original Local Governance Act 2016 Act 936 yansakraye ebemu emanebeye Local Governance Act 2017 Act 940 no waso na MMD yesa Wama womu appointments no watwene nyina no wasensen ne senti wahye coordinating directors emasa MMDs ni nyina se womo homodin a no mo hye omnyumadi ase se acting chief executives kopemo se empanyefo foforo besanso yi wo mo na sai nkrate Dr. Kalistos Mahama ya wonu ye twerɛtwerɛfo magana mampanyini ena ne nsa ehyaase
na omampani John Dramani Mahama edi atodwa ese ene ebrafoforo na adru no wabie napono mu ato hɔ no ema obibia wani sɔde hu so beba Ghana abedi wudwa sɛ ye business sɛ investment wode beba oman Ghana mu wɔso de hyehyepa egu akwanso eto ho nsɛm wɔhwɛ asakra mu na ma no ayɛ ahohan ama obibia wɔpɛ sɛ wɔba oman mu ebeye adwuma.
Since the elections, I have read and heard the word hope used many times in relation to my presidency and what it should offer the citizens of Ghana. I intend to speak plainly and clearly to you today, and every time I address you subsequently, I intend to always tell you the truth. The The circumstances we find ourselves in are indeed dire, but even so, I'll be decisive and swift in my actions. We'll focus our initial efforts on 4 critical areas. The first is economic restoration and stabilization of the macroeconomic environment. The second is the improvement of the business and investment environment to ensure that Ghana is once again open for business. The third is governance and constitutional reforms. And the final, but not the least, is accountability and the fight against corruption. Every reason for hope. But we must also have faith, because faith empowers us to trust the things that will happen. With faith, you believe what you know. And that is why we need faith to be able to achieve our reset. We need a reset with the faith we have in our country and our leadership. We need a reset with the faith we have in our institutions. We need a reset with our faith in our dear nation, Ghana. And by that, I mean in all of us, because all of us are Ghana. You are Ghana, and I am Ghana.
Na omampani mahama wie no amana so ho no ma wo se emabun ni adwuma ya omo epa ye eyade so kese ya eso man no nti ono de arehye sem ama Ghana mabun so be ne famudie bia na woni ankrankre enwuma no aka wontuma abo no no mabie enwuma eno no ye de ukoye mu adwuma sa adwuma ye ni a wakatua ebe ye de se de fata na ebe ma emabun dodo ahoto.
Together, as we look to the horizon, we reaffirm our dedication to breaking the glass ceiling that has long hindered many from reaching their full potential. Governance that reflects all segments of our population strengthens our democracy and enriches our conversation. We stand committed to enacting policies that empower women and ensure that the door of opportunity is opened wide for our youth and our women, regardless of their background. Together, we will galvanize our efforts to create a society where every Ghanaian can dream, believe, and achieve without any restraints. Remember that great leadership is not defined merely by the offices we occupy, but by the legacy that we leave for future generations.
Na enra adwumade krona se ewo Blaster Square na omampani John Mahama ode otuche kese ema kane mampani na adodankwa akufuado chese efie bebrenie yo hyase enimu no mrase bedwafie wo mudwumade omade asabrebia no oyobi a wone no wo mo ekọ akan sanse enyamanyoko bakumu enso se ebu enini die a owo ede mano no nani sonomruso.
While we belong to opposing political parties, we shared a sense of mutual respect. In those early days, we probably could not have imagined that destiny would bring us to the leadership of our respective parties and that we would have to face off 3 separate times as we each vied for the highest office of the land. Nana, as this will be our final meeting under these circumstances, and as I look back on the journey we have traveled together, 2 much younger men who entered parliament together with a full head of black hair and you with the same bald head and round eyeglasses, I have to say that you have without exception been a worthy opponent. I extend my warmest wishes to His Excellency, the former Vice President, Dr. Alhaji Mahmudu Bawumia. It was a grueling campaign and we gave it our all and contributed to the early conclusion of the electoral contest. I wish you all the best in your endeavors.
Na Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu na eye Nigeria mampani enra obipiemu ewo dwumade na se na ode ne sam etudwa na ochese owo aresemunye ni daso eso mampani Mahama ene amamu a wode eba no de ensakraye papa ya ebema eye yedi aboma fasetemu ene eba.
I am here not only as the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria,
but also as an African in resolute support of Ghana and our people. This moment is a source of pride and honor for Ghanaians, the entire continent, and its diaspora. The sun is out and the sky may be blue, but I see today a black star rising high in African sky. This black star shines over this nation, and its rays spread across this continent with a sense of shared history, hope, compassion, unity, devotion to our common welfare.
Na dwumadie kro no ase omampani Mahama de etuja ya ochesese eba no emfasode ya kabama kabi de eba ewo se Ghana ni bia enyasa emfaso ni bi eno da nchen so se kwanya ya wose dodo no ahunu ese ohaw bi baye amane baye akandifo woto ba yi wo mo no atume de eye akomutie kru de hyhyaba de asosa sinto no ano no wose se dodo na ehunu no sa no ema wo mu gidie ne rehemu a omo ewo kabama kabi mu ne na etitofom eno ene wo behye na wose mukena.
By voting as you did on December 7th, the Ghanaian people conveyed a powerful message, yet often overlooked by us politicians. This message was powerfully emphasized by a giant of American political history, President Ronald Reagan, when he declared at his inauguration some 40 years ago that governments have no power except that granted by the people. While Ghanaians take great pride in our thriving democracy, they are deeply dissatisfied with the quality of governance over the years and have openly voiced that dissatisfaction through the decisive actions that they undertake at the elections. Our people also understand that democracy is not just a token adorned with periodic elections followed by pomp and pageantry with the establishment of a new government. They expect that if democracy is celebrated as a superior means of governance, then its outcomes must be more tangible and benefit them in their individual lives. Any honest introspection and reflection on the pulse of our nation would reveal that many within our population do not feel that they have benefited from or partaking in this democratic dividend. Where people buffeted by severe economic crisis and hardships, and in the last few years, we have lurched from crisis to crisis.
Na medewo ekwa Kenya se no ewo ahafomantem ni mo Ola Girls SHS na school for nkwada yenra school mpanyifo no ma wo makwanya emene de ekoso Black Star Square ni nyina no na wo etena ho wo ehwebie no mu wie no ma kyese no krenie aboa abie wo nim die mu ama wo masua ni mabakom yenu bia wo gidi se mo ekomani no ebeboa wo mo.
Esuafo a wono mo Ola Girls Senior High School no Kenya se wo ahafomantem ne mo eni abo mo suku mpanyimfo abaso se wono mo ma wona kwanya se enada amampanyin John Dramani Mahama abrade netina abenya so no wono ma ho kwan ma wono mo etumi ehwebie wo enkomotwetwe bi ekoso wo ye ne head prefect Emma Sukuyi Mary Bayensi etwetwe no wode to yenem se sa akwanya yi Emma wo ho kwan ama wono mo etumi esua ekwan a yefaso edutumi Emma omampanyin ene sene wofaso eye no ene nti ode seda Emma School empenyufo
Hen management inara se wo ejuma pa wo ye ma hen da wa ma ye dam akwenya ina hen sa ye wo Ola Girls Senior High School ahafu Kenya se ye to me dam akwenya ina ya she inauguration service for our president elect His Excellency John Dramani Mahama nti na za ye be ka chon de he mama wonje na say yen po say ye school a hen inchirima na obaba no so they should get access to this now are you really educational nti za ye catch one day you want money yo you don't want us
eno echi no assistant prefect Blessing Asamoah Pokuya edeto Adom Kasee ma ne boni Samia Sare ne mu se wono mu eni ajepa esan se Ghana etimi anya omampanyin abedi achira odikan a oye oba we ebi akonya bebre ede ama mase wono mu so betumi ayene ma akese
Yesha sienya oba oye omampani abedi yechiri we chire se eman so ye wa kwanya bebre se nyoma mema be betimi aye ne yie enu nti me che marafufuro nkran se yema ye ni mmre wo ye da ye so ho na ye ni nchichemu se obema de ni oba de ni se wo ma wani bre nko ade a de wo hwehwe no nsabeka we chire se e wo se ema yema ye ni bre wo ye nyoma bi ho na ye hu ne se de mema be betimi aye ne yie
na saye Kasee Felix ofosu kwache wono eni penyo mampani aboni din a obeboa no eba no kitawdie ne ehon hyehyeye na se mampani so bodin di abedwako bi din atodwa yom na ebehwe bambon semu na no na Felix ate omudwumade omo ebedie mu ene de obeye
omo na enkope mebra ye beyi asoafo a ebehwe bambon so no omo no mu ni dwuma mfa emmoa omampani maama ne de 7 January ono obehwe omudwumade ase se wonim se ye wo bambo ni meku ahodo ebi wo Ministry of Interior, Ministry of Defense, National Security any de ka ho se aban ni fees wa penin bia wo ho na eso no so fie konwa so ne sa ni ntinu ntumi emma ho enam ban sa eso wonya mpedifo a o meye intermediate go ne say interim officials ebi wo kom ka say bia president's representative sa kasa ni atibida enya de foforo Ebede bre and some mampeni wetumi apa waswafo as Minister of Interior now Minister of Defense and National Security we yempenifo a ebipodo na abekọ parliament ama yajo ya pension mu oma no ansana yajo matum sa de no edibre yentumi ga sa abro ni nyina no sa dibia no enam pan intese wonya empenifo ebehwe ho kopem bra obenya aswafo ntomudwumedi ombedi no obi behwe aposifo nsem so asrafo nsem so customs immigration national security and ye keka nti bambo hye ye woga na bia no sa mpanifo nsia no ena ye de beso monsa kopem bra ye beyi aswafo mo hwe
na NDC amanyoko no mabumbi e wo me wotema ena se ye Kasee aban offices e wo ho no mo akọ eche se wo bia ya mampani akufu ado ne bo wodi a wote wodi udwuma na aban sesa ba ogu so ti ho no sesa ne ma ne fi ho konye sade a wo mbetinte so kwakwa akire wo
NDC amanyoko no mabuno bi asho ye kire ase na aban nyuma eku ahodo bi a ewo man mu no enawuku anopai edibona ni ye kire mu hono mu a mpanyefo bi a wo hono mu osusu se NPP aban ne yi wo mu no wo hye won mu se won sesa won niema no won firi se nyuma eku no mu enko anyesa obehunu dia wo mu empe na nyuma eku bi a wo mu do mo ye kire no kopie mu hono Tema Development Company Limited, Vancouver, Cocoa Board, Tema Oil Refinery, and Afofo no mu bi eka ho. Adom Kasee nyo panyin asa mabuni odi o mani mo twetwe nkomo no. Odin same say in a tuja.
What it is that there has been change of government. Aban fufuro ayeden aba. And we are saying that one new king, new law. If you once Jomama aba no, you person e bua Jomama. Na ba bua Jomama succeed. Because the task ahead is so huge. So I am Guana, a lot of these people in the institutions, you know, almost sabotage the bank. It's all the CEOs across the HRs. Now, I'm employ MPP for no come and cough. The Baba Pamu now, and cough night, Abba. Because for the Babak now, and cough now, and see at now, Yapamu 8 years, almost a man.
Enwachi amanyoko no mabuno bi a oye kire wode won ho ehye mu bi enso so ne Adom Kasee di sankomoy
yetimi enya dwuma because mama ne yenim se obetimi aye ntina yeku yan yanda kura ya swakiya bebi ese yefa ye ba do mama be wini in let's way ya fire bebe yesa ye ko nyina ya ko aye ye tie ni fifi pa it pese do mama wa be mama da because some plan won say omo onye juma into no yabe buano no ye juma pa no na tama west ase no ejuma wa na youth na mo a o ma ye kwajo o ma ye vagabond so muni na no no o ma obia ejuma wa ase
medewo ekọ awutu senya west man sinimo na ye gina awutu breku ho so na NDC amanyoko ne maboni bi de omo nsa akeka post for ni nyina ne so mo kọ ya aban atena ye bia na chese bi mo adwumefo mu no omo akopamo mu nyina etutum post for video wo ma omo abre wo.
So kopimu ewo ewutu breku ene nempotem honoma eyade se omanfo bia yesusu se wonom ye NDC amonyoko na chitafo abodi ewura aban enuma hodo bia ewo ewutu senya west mensene no wo mfimfim mantem no ma wonom ahyase esese nema epamo omanfo efiri won office ahodo mu osansemi hono eyade se electoral commission adwumayefo bia wonanitua ensem ne bia won adwene se obetwi bi ede gu kasafoni so nanso koba na sa no party achitafo yi akakoto ahye sa omanfo yi so a wonom ene won ayebasabasa Pimo mpotem wonoma eyade se party MICC wonomo akwakoto National Health Insurance Office ayewo homu Social Welfare Office NFA office ahodo bi so a eka ho Adom Kasee ene kodwomenu a ono de nani hu nsemi bi twetwenkom de nsem wese ato yenim
Police for me no timoto so no ma betwem akosoro na me bisa me ho se na ha de police for ya mane ti de hu ya ne se nkrofo timoto so ama ba be loko omo loko office no wa ombo nse ukura phone bia no small boy bi kura mpo video omo ama omo je ni phone commander na beje me yeden ema omo ti de hu ya nse omo se police ni video ampa omo kwa omo police phone so delete video no omo ye omo force no and omo force no ti de okura tuo no tietia na ogina na woka omo ho no police ni no ho no ono na mo je ni phone na mo delete free so ansa na mo de ni phone yede emma no ene kura o ma fa na easy
nipa ode ne hu nsemi bi sando to yene mo se emma pemfo be se aduonum bia na wonom wo National Health Insurance Office wonom a wonom hwe de aye won wonom hwe de aye won card ya obetimi de akoya resabia no wonom pamo wonyina so efiri wonom a na nya de se eya honko no
apemfo no de so mo nyina obi a be health insurance be nipa be 50 o mo nyina obi akọ si ato office nim amato office nim to mu nyina akọ minim bi se o mo obleku ha ya minim be 3 kra obleku ha ya no mo and they say NDC for mo so me national security aba so ma ban aba nuking nilo nti bi amra ye de ama no so mo to office nim
na medewe jina mfimfini mantem wa wutu bodwe ase ho na Eric adaka no wo mfinsia no aduasam yenu wa hye nyame anim atwitwa wo ba wone no etse Aisha mumuni na asem nyina ne so ba no fanachi wakum no
Kaswa Divisional Police Command achi abranti bia wede mfinhyia aduasam yenu Eric adaka no wajana mabodwe ase District Police Command se onu ankasa na yere ya wede mfinhyia aduasam yenu Aisha mumuni otwitwa no adinawu na ewraye ye kana asem yi oni opanyin no ewo mamiensa na se aposifo echiremu a akasakasa ma ne moso ewo yire ni okunu yi entem ene na namso ema bema na ebowura demo kwatwe se kan ye ba ya wede se ne yire na so twitwa no wono mai ne mu omo dia inkramantem eno omote na so na mbronyanti eno omo ba bodwe ase akasakasa ekoso omo mieno entem no aposifo echiremu a na bema ne susu se ne yire na fanachi ene obifufura kwa kushia enso ba ne chiremu se nsem abema ne kan nyina no entwatoso nsem yenya de se ne kure bia ewo mu na so bema ne de ogina chiremu se onim de woka isanse ne ye bia ne yire ne da ne de nyina na chire ne se wafanachi
Minyina abrakusemi so na mencha mo mebade aka ewochiri ebeto aso na medase so guswa ekame ho awie medewo ekọ abamu chief of staff Julius Debra na eneputu prunhia mu na wone womoa eba na nyina mahoden eho ensem na womo ehwe emayenya enkane no ehia adi enkomahwe sinto ye wo ho na matumi aso no animanimu ya
and all the key players in the energy sector, in the market and finance sector were present. There is a grave matter that needed to be addressed. First of all, government needed to be briefed, and then we needed to hear what exactly can be done in the circumstance. But in order that you have a full appreciation of what the issues are, I'm going to invite Mr. Frank Ochri, who is the Director, Systems Operations of Gridco. So he will step forward and brief you, after which I'll come back to add some closing remarks. Thank you very much. Mr. Ochri.
Good morning. So we came here because the West African Gas Pipeline Company informed about some planned maintenance activity that has to be done on the gas pipeline that runs from Nigeria and brings gas to Ghana. This, as they informed, is a critical maintenance after a certain number of hours and period of running to ensure the integrity of the pipeline. Now, this work requires that the pipeline, that the portion which sends gas to power plants in Tema will be shut down for the period. The period they need to do the maintenance is about 1 month. Now, because the gas that they supply to Tema plants in Tema is going to be shut down, it is needful that we get some liquid fuels for some of the plants in Tema to run so that we continue to have adequate supply even during the period of the pigging. What we came to inform the government is that yes, there are some liquid fuels, but it's not enough to cover for the period of the pigging. And so efforts have to be made to get enough volumes of the liquid fuel so that that critical maintenance can go on as planned. So this is what we came to inform the government. Thank you.
The government has been briefed in order to address the situation, because we know that it is pretty urgent. A technical committee has been set up that has representatives from all the key players in the management of Ghana's energy sector, and they have up until the close of day today to put before government a roadmap on what exactly needs to be done and how it can be done. So you can rest assured that government is taking the matter seriously and will do what has to be done in order to avert any difficulty for the people of Ghana. It needs to be stressed that the pigging exercise, or if you like, the maintenance exercise on the pipeline, should have been carried out in October of last year. Government then, the MPP government, requested that they shift it to January 20th in order that they will have sufficient time to procure the alternative fuels, that is the liquid oils, to power the thermal plants within the period that gas will not be available. At least in about 2 national security briefings that the then president-elect held with the present government, he asked about the status of the procurement of oils, and he was given firm assurance by the then government that they had put mechanisms in place to resolve the situation, that there will not be the difficulty that we are talking about today. It does appear that that promise was not kept, and therefore the responsibility has shifted to the present government. But President Mahama is alive to the task, and adequate responses will be fashioned to address this particular concern. Thank you very much.
Na enhyiamu no akọ na wiye brofo bebrebe ni nyina no ne se West Africa Gas Pipeline Company no ye NCC bi ne saso ne bema gas a omano ebehia na amaye nyina mahoden no yensa enka nti na ewo so omano etumi etofa nwo asa fa nwo no ebra gas no ema no eno beye adwuma na koso amaye enkane a eno na omo ekosia edi hu nkoma na ka so October mu afi etwam na wose NCC no ekoso na abanya no te so sabre no eye so monfa emra emehye bosumu ni de to so adu no na kyeso munya bre emfantofo no a omano behia na ye de akoso anya enkane ne nei aba abedruma aboto NDC fo na so Felix Magana fo nyina rehemu se omampani Mahama ejane na so ye obehye so mbetoto niema NCC ni bekoso nkane no so ebegina so ama omanfo ahoto afi yenko yanim na yenhwe ensem ni mu a yewra Mahama agarga ko central abaton person so no nimra se bejani owonom ode adesre na to Ghana fo nyina anim se oman ni chiche no ye kroye na ebe mana koso ne saso nti wose Ghana fo nyina enta omampani Mahama chi na wontumi ensom oman Ghana yi.
Well, I mean, the verdict of Ghanaians is that he is the one who can do it. The overwhelming votes that he has received is testimony to that. So let's all support him. We believe that with this level of goodwill shown by our fellow African leaders and the international community and the business community, we should be seeing an outpouring of investments into Ghana. And you see that his speech focused on positioning Ghana as a reliable democratic country that you can invest in. That essentially is the theme of the message that he has just given, that Ghana is a reliable democratic country that you can invest in because our democracy has been tried and tested and proven to endure and can stand any challenge. And with that, investors know that whether there's a change of government or there's no change of government, their investments are going to be secure. Then the next key thing that he said is that he's going to focus on stabilizing the microeconomic framework. And that will have an impact on the stability of the dollar, on inflation coming down, and then private business can pick up. So we believe that if all these things really happen as we have promised, we will change the fortunes of.
Na yetu aso kejiwana kasa Eric Asiedu boade waye krado ye Premtobre Kasee kejiwa ha
na me adom bibia fine bibia fine pa
na unya botre
bibia fine
afisha pa
da obi se me fan krama o na ma kire no de ba apia stadium se me kan kire so ha wa bibia
oye wa da wi
bibia koyi de ko na me so apia bibia fine me na me nua ba
na ye dey
take up
we ba cho ye kwa ba
say why bibia fine. Right, fantastic afternoon. I'm Somo Wafi, Madame Apia Stadium ho and at Metwaso. Yes, Mrs. Abna Pokuya Hanye. As you say, dear, for my beer, or Jenny deal by beer, just a quan beer sono. You go so keka. Just Apia Stadium, the about 2 minutes, the about 2 months for him say, the obey beer, say, Abna Babana Brabo, November. It's here, Quaku, oh. Na naka na you really fear me deeper. Now I was yeah NTC kwenemo na yenko ade de wo de wo ade bi wo ho mojanim it is in the broad. Yes, na okay awudu isaka those days under 17 worker be quoto o jini deeper bo wuni ade a now do not say boys and them muslim ni mbo but no skills no still ogustu skills no na skills such a je na say I nobody bo jibo no gina so jibo no okosi say wa ba kokra no still I wo bojanim e to mo ye program back no so mfa bo ne ma me nkire small boys na ba na nsan 7 no me o say amuma no black stars amuma no 10 minutes kro be wo because still ade na wo hwe o so make my say say ade afi pot to po akogo che obe yi obe ye da shana tade ni mu kra hwe te se nyenye we na no na di no ye ya ode giri din I just say well I remember do hard pa ko ejiri di aba so to your side na ko charge mama kai me those days ma kai me days no you go ai brad jango po yi manfa fe when na ma ebi wo agoko abusko je bye manfa nya yam da be gina TV so amede ye kasa san me gina nine pa me ye ma me pass me twada ngweshi wona ya we o ma me sound me hear it I'm sound right until you know ne awuri saka ne skres kakra wa kire bring na abone back interesting pa na yenko Roberto Carlos you are saying somebody Roberto Carlos a former Brazilian international what in deep pan or Real Madrid Carlos no say when those days at Real Madrid na eda ne nifa so no ne yiri nie na we na yiri a otoso enson wa ware makoma 7 wa wo mama makoma 11 Roberto Carlos. That is him. Was say yeah, Malami Sisimo. Malami Mississimo. Say ne wo ya che no. Me no ka say Real Madrid training grounds no da. Sanse o Real Madrid ambassador no na yiri so e be jai after 15 years of marriage. Eh, aware say after 15 years na mutimi jai. E ne say nyaj market wa. Ani abna boku wa ya de. Hey, after 15 no. Wa mo jai o. Na yese properties ni e me wa wade ni mu ni ade no. ye pedokra serve no ne yire pena serve no keke ohunu ti wa beda Real Madrid training ground so na be ye hunu serve no na ya ware se ne yire so beja osimi nyao beja osimi nyao no 11 children no watoma peti wi ase Nyankopon se monwo na mo hyasa so ma ne ma ne bi wo ikodo aka Ghana pa bi beba to be 2 bi wo ha 3 bi wo ha 1 bi wo ha 11 to so be wo 11 asaka na 22 wo atitim wo chom mienu 11 mu jana obe per reserve okra asaka ho Roberto Carlos hey no boss shot to the nyame nwa say shot to the na boss shot to the sa so Nyankopon achewa hoden code see no 11 no enti say dey our giant no nya abaso ne ade a sika wo no a wo say Ghana sen sika ne bi na stop ya ati o dwane no yes hey no dwane ti say training grounds no mo po a no da ho onko ba bia ko chairman wo sika so ntimi na fi boy mama nya mo fama madam Abena Pokuya hwene AK Apia Stadium na on to aso
na yeto aso mede we konfinfin mantemo manfom ogomu abanchi ase na adu omani modi ade se to aban ne ankrankra nyuma ko nyina nim ese ne se kobaso mo penso anom a wo mo ne emmoa na eche ensuo no enye emo mapomoden nti mo ehia ensuo ho asem ka ya woto nsafre adofo nyina
Ohina ogomu abanchi ase wogomu ismen snifin mantam ne emo na nakwame achene anna no tosumienu no de adesere to Ghana aban enwuma yeku a ensha aban no ase na ankorankora enim sadawroma wo mra won sraban ne mo no bedum mo supa se de beya ade achi obetumi anya bi de wonjuma no nya bensoso ano wo kiremu a omukuro ne nyina na enyine na susunsu akwakoye ade baako bi a ha adwene pa ye bi enhyeda ne honom tipanyifo nhwe na wonde ho dwuma emfama wo mo
yenya nkane ya kane no anokwani fifiri he ana nkane ni bi wo na oyade a oha he pa sese enam soma nkrofo bi abahihye ha wodi ewudi samne adewia eba ye kuro imu kusane sese akuro no ya kase nti ya basre pai ba waye mahe no baye mfie ba asani pai bi ye boya mframa kwa na eba ye nim senti nti ya basre mpanyifo afi pipe no so roni fifiri kwa na pipe ni bi wo ya basre de anu so wo mobo hen
so hono mu a osaka de kan ho biem se
afi ye hia aban school so ewo hena asase do nti yesre aban nkene yin hwa ha na o mesi adesua bia ewo ya asase do da otodo bio yasa ye hia ayarsabia kuma bi ewo ha ma sebe ya da tumpenfo enim makai pa nanso besinne ye wuro ho hwe ya basre ye mpenfo se wo mobo hen na yensu ye ka oman Ghana ho
na mede we ko asante mantemo manfo ewo empotemo no mo ade se ba ko eno mo de to mampani John Dramani Mahama anim ene se adwuma bia aban dada ne de ne sa e kan ye titiw de fa apomuden ho no hwe na onwie emo manfo no nya so mfaso
Sewa Regional Hospital ya resabia ba ko a eno ewa asante mantam no emo ya sempanyefo ha wonani anka empaba yese ahenu aduonum 250 ene betumi akomo na susubesine enya de asaya resabia we bia tomo botayenti a empanyefo esi saya resabia no ene se anka no baboa ama se nipa dodo na de omani echire Comfort North Teaching Hospital no eso betumi ate na ya resabia djuma ne sofa ne ntoma pefra ewa asante mantam no emo we honente no ama de hye wa asante mantam no mo ede to aban wenu mo se abehia sese wa Regional Hospital no obetumi bia tumu ade ama wo mu
miame maame Comfort North ye di kan de ne koye ye nya pet enti senka se wa de no aye completed a senka at least kan nipa ne betumi akọ se wa su de na da ho kakaraka yi enti ke yetimi wie ya senka nipa ba eno asa wanya place de ama no na nka ho kire no eso ate.
For us at that end, if you take the Wisconsin road, it's supposed to be a road that will lead to the main hospital, and it's untarred. In fact, it's very dusty. If you within the Sewa itself, where the hospital is also located, the roads are not fixed. So we were even amazed when we heard the president has commissioned the hospital. We were surprised.
Ayaresabian insemi ye ho no kane mampanyi na nado danko akofo Adom memne da itwa mu kopie mu wa santimantam mu a ode sansemi so atudwa
Jabefra say me ya baba pusuntwe ha na regional hospital wo Ashanti ni wana bay ye baba papa ntuma 7th month ni akapu I baba that was 7th one year Ashanti Regional Hospital. Let me say, me and Kasasa me back. Na me back. Now plaque no. And so the Jesus on the floor.
Efa ya drew Adom Trotro na Prince also asiedu wo Black Star Square ho na enra ewiase nyina hia ye is ma omampani John Mahama oswaye na dwumade na chi ade achi ho tesɛn ho asiesie ene ho ahoboa Prince also asiedu boye amane
in medasi bebre oye zoom line Ghana lemte here enyim there broji be say oye household name inti Ghana ye to abawie ye hu there ye mampain fofor wo sheda there was by inauguration e na na so ye started there ye di hene mboa ye ze boa man by ensuring there ye clean babia inti before prior to this program yesterday no ye call round kasesa wa hwea ogugu kwan nchen ye painti ye dua flowers kakra na ye de flags ye de fefandua ho red gold green ti if krom ehu dem krom nyina ye kama because of the inauguration na ended that inauguration no we brought over 150 workers 50 of them were in the inner perimeter then 100 were outside na wash sisa unra na ye provided bins ended that at various points say obi ye nra na aza or the nra ekogum na ama nra no begu fom no no do share kakra na unfortunately we an hour after the program we realized there I want to water na azene bem na nkofo bebre no munsu na wototo ogu nti aha nyina ye fi papa and as the giant in waste management ye instruments na ho yanka there ejuma ye ne aye we na obi abaye nrent ye ja at Wadamara. So and that you're making sure that you clean up, then an apace you buy more pop. Instead, when you check all the principal streets and even this environment, you realize that you are clean baby Roberts then didn't go have a brain, and that is what we are noted for. We are ensuring that everywhere becomes clean and we are all devoid of any year baby able to mizaba. Nti Zoom Line as a company here to boa yene mboya yeze boa man so yen they you be making sure that as time goes on we are doing what we have to do obama emanum ato
and you see the we move cleaning at so I and a mass cleaning exercise and I say and the inauguration day amusisi happen
on your inauguration in Kotin just after the inauguration no we are still cleaning. We have institute bibia offering 24-hour sanitation services and no my you there them run ye juma anapa mostly because of our altitude workers ni juma anapa na kra na e bako ewiabro no na e ho asa bio we are entreating there ye behwe na yen later but Zoom Line as a company CCR no ye fa hona wo ye adwuma napa ya fa hona wo ye adwuma wiabre afa hona wo ye adwuma nwumbre so within throughout the 24 hour no nkofo ye adwuma obama manu mato cleaning ye say when you use the principal street you see say ya clean the whole nyina all the adjoining routes to this place ye clean the whole nyina and everywhere is clean and it will not end today. We would ensure that everywhere is clean from now till till and we will ensure that we clean everywhere.
Na aneje semono ajebo nsroma season 7 ya hyasie nkwada makoma kudumyenu adoma chede ekita mu na kwase dai wo mo ede nyamenyum gospel ehyehyɛ so na anika hwekakra mame Ene na mejina ensemi so na wia Premtobre Kasee boni nyina no mede asi edin amejeso ene abena pokoa hwenie madawase amawmo ene hwe makra na hyene so ese fire for fire dwumadie songo ede to aso